Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. We're going to explore how to build reliable and automated deployment pipelines for the Power Platform. The title of our presentation is Building Reliable and Automated Power Platform Deployment Pipelines, with a subtitle focused on overcoming manual challenges using Azure DevOps. We'll look at ways to ensure your deployments are consistent, traceable, and secure. Over the next few slides, I'll guide you through best practices and practical strategies to streamline your deployment processes. So, let's get started. Let's talk about some of the key challenges we face when deploying Power Platform solutions. One major issue is overlooking environment-specific nuances. If we're not careful, these small differences can actually jeopardize the success of our deployment. Attention to detail becomes absolutely essential here, because missing these nuances can cause unexpected failures down the line. Another tricky aspect is hidden dependencies. During manual deployments, these dependencies often go unnoticed. And when they do, they can lead to unexpected failures or disruptions, which are tough to troubleshoot. The root of these issues often comes from the platform's complex network of crosslinks, making it easy to overlook critical connections. Environment-specific nuances are especially easy to miss, but they're vital for a smooth deployment. Ignoring them can cause serious problems, so understanding and managing these details is key. We also encounter common struggles like missing tables or flows that trigger in the wrong environments. Cryptic import errors only add to the confusion, making the deployment process even more complicated. Overall, deploying Power Platform solutions manually can feel like a gamble. Teams often face broken changes, hidden dependencies, and unreliable QA results, things that can seriously disrupt go-lives. That's why building reliable, automated deployment pipelines is so important to overcome these challenges. Let's talk about the manual deployment pain cycle and the challenges it brings. First, tracking changes is often done through spreadsheets or chat logs, which can make the process fragile and prone to errors. This approach isn't very reliable and can lead to inconsistencies. Moving files between environments is another key step, especially when we're dealing with zip files. It's a manual process that adds complexity and potential for mistakes. Silent failures are particularly frustrating because they often go unnoticed, wasting hours on firefighting and eroding trust in the deployment process. Then there's the task of exporting solutions to local machines, which is necessary, but adds additional steps and room for error. Lastly, environments tend to drift out of sync over time as undocumented tweaks and changes accumulate, making it even harder to maintain consistency. All of these issues highlight the need for more reliable, automated deployment pipelines that can help us avoid these pitfalls and ensure smoother, more predictable releases. Today, I want to talk about how automation truly acts as a game changer in our deployment processes. When we build reliable and automated deployment pipelines for the Power Platform, something remarkable happens. Deployment day shifts from being a high-risk, stressful event into a routine operation. This transformation significantly boosts our confidence because we know the process is consistent and dependable. It's no longer about guessing or rushing to fix issues at the last minute. This consistency across different environments is another crucial benefit. Automation ensures that whether we're deploying in development, testing, or production, everything happens the same way every time. This eliminates the variability and risks that come with manual steps, helping us avoid errors that could otherwise cause delays or failures. Plus, pipelines give us detailed, time-stamped logs and version control for every deployment. This means all changes are well documented and easily auditable. If something ever needs to be reviewed or rolled back, we have a clear record of what was done and when. Automation also simplifies complex tasks like exports, imports, and dependency checks. By automating these, we reduce human error and improve efficiency. It's about making the tedious parts of deployment seamless and reliable. Finally, Azure DevOps pipelines turn manual, error-prone deployment methods into repeatable, traceable processes. This ensures our software delivery is not only streamlined, but also dependable. Overall, automation transforms how we deploy, making it faster, safer, and more consistent, which is essential for our overall success. Let's take a closer look at the benefits of automated pipelines. First, automation significantly reduces surprises during deployment, which helps build trust among stakeholders. When everyone knows the process is predictable and reliable, confidence naturally increases. Automation also ensures that the deployment process is consistent each time, minimizing errors that can lead to costly failures. This early error detection is crucial because it prevents issues from reaching production, keeping operations smooth and downtime minimal. Another key benefit is that teams can spend less time firefighting and more time innovating. Automation enforces discipline and standardization in workflows, freeing up valuable resources for creative solutions. Plus, automated pipelines provide full traceability, so you always know who deployed what and when. This transparency further boosts stakeholder confidence by reducing unexpected surprises. And finally, faster feedback loops are a big advantage. Automated pipelines catch errors early, allowing teams to correct issues quickly and avoid expensive problems down the line. All of these benefits come together to make deployment more reliable, efficient, and trustworthy. Let's talk about service connections and why using dedicated service principals is a best practice. This approach helps us strike a good balance between operational efficiency and security. When setting up service connections, it's important to use dedicated service principals rather than shared or generic accounts. Doing so ensures that permissions are tightly controlled, and each connection has only the access it needs. This leads to better security and also helps maintain reliability in our deployments. Now, if a service connection isn't set up correctly, it can cause real issues, like locking teams out of environments. Such misconfigurations can block deployments and slow down critical projects, which is something we definitely want to avoid. Think about permissions, roles, and authentication tokens. These all need to be configured properly. For example, missing a Dataverse role or having an expired secret can disrupt the entire deployment process. These are small details, but can have a big impact. Service connections are a core part of Azure DevOps pipelines. Think of them as the backbone. If they're not managed properly, they can cause hidden failures that are hard to diagnose. So, proper setup and ongoing management of these connections are essential for smooth, reliable automation. By following these best practices, we ensure our deployment pipelines are both secure and dependable. Now, let's look at agent pools, specifically comparing Microsoft-hosted and self-hosted agents. Starting with self-hosted agents, these give you full control over the installed software and dependencies. This makes them ideal for more advanced scenarios where you need customized environments. However, keep in mind that with this control comes the responsibility of ongoing maintenance and patching to keep everything secure and up to date. So, choosing self-hosted agents really depends on your project's complexity and how much stability you need. On the other hand, Microsoft-hosted agents are much easier to use since they come pre-configured and managed by Microsoft. But they might lack some of the specific tools or custom modules you need for complex Power Platform builds, which can sometimes lead to unpredictable failures. So, selecting between these options really hinges on whether your project favors simplicity and stability or requires advanced customization. This comparison highlights how important it is to align your agent choice with your project's unique needs within your overall deployment strategy. Let's talk about testing your pipeline connectivity. Building reliable and automated deployment pipelines is crucial, and thorough testing plays a key role in that. When you test early, you prevent those late-night emergency fixes that happen because of overlooked problems. This proactive approach leads to a more reliable and stress-free deployment process. One of the main reasons to test early is to identify network issues that could disrupt your pipeline. Catching these problems beforehand means you can resolve them before they cause any delays during production releases. It's all about being prepared and avoiding surprises. Another important point is that a pipeline might appear connected, but still lack access for critical operations. Early testing helps you pinpoint permission gaps or role misconfigurations, ensuring everything is set up correctly before going live. And don't forget, always perform dry runs and trial exports. These steps allow you to verify service connection permissions ahead of time, so when it's time for the real deployment, you're confident everything will run smoothly without unexpected failures. In essence, testing your connection thoroughly is about being proactive, minimizing risks, and ensuring a seamless deployment process that aligns with your overall goal of automation and reliability. Let's talk about automated guardrails, specifically dependency checks, and how they help us build reliable and automated Power Platform deployment pipelines. Manual exports, as many of you might have experienced, often miss critical elements like unmanaged components or hidden dependencies. This can lead to issues that only surface later, causing delays and unexpected failures. Dependency checks are designed to catch these hidden issues early in the process, turning what used to be a bit of a leap of faith into a more controlled, predictable process. By doing so, we make our deployments more reliable and less prone to surprises. These guardrails, in essence, help prevent silent failures, those problems that quietly slip through without us noticing until they cause bigger issues in production. They shine a light on potential problems before they reach that stage, allowing us to address them proactively. Think of dependency checks and pre-deployment validations as the immune system of your deployment pipeline. They detect missing child flows, unmanaged components, and absent connection references, which are often overlooked during manual exports. By integrating these checks, we ensure that our deployment process is not only automated, but also resilient and trustworthy, aligning with our overall goal of building robust Power Platform solutions. Now, let's talk about using Power Platform build tools in our pipelines to build reliable and automated deployment processes. One of the key benefits here is that, by catching issues early, we significantly improve the overall quality of our solutions. This proactive approach not only leads to better performance, but also boosts user satisfaction, because the final product is more stable and reliable. It also helps us avoid those dreaded after-hours firefights, ensuring our development process remains steady and predictable. A critical part of this is verifying environment connections. These tools check that everything is properly linked before we move forward, which prevents deployment hiccups and makes transitions between development, testing, and production much smoother. Another important aspect is validating the solution structure. By ensuring our packages adhere to best practices, we make sure only healthy, compliant components proceed through the pipeline. This step is essential for maintaining quality and avoiding issues down the line. Finally, integrating tools like Solution Checker and custom PowerShell scripts into Azure DevOps pipelines allows us to detect potential layering problems early. This means security risks and performance bottlenecks are identified right away, giving us the chance to address them before they become bigger problems. Overall, this proactive, automated approach keeps our deployments efficient, secure, and high quality. Now, let's look at the impact of automated validations on deployment success. Building reliable and automated Power Platform deployment pipelines is crucial. Automation isn't just about efficiency, it actually provides a significant competitive edge. By automating the validation process, we turn what used to be a risky, manual task into a strategic advantage. One of the key benefits is early error detection. Catching issues early means we can address them when they're easiest to fix, which reduces downtime and boosts user satisfaction. When problems are caught sooner, the overall deployment process becomes smoother and more predictable. Additionally, teams that incorporate pre-deployment validations tend to experience dramatically fewer breakages and incidents. This means less firefighting and more confidence in the deployment process. And studies show that automated guardrails can catch up to 70% of deployment issues before they even reach production. That's a huge leap forward in quality assurance and risk mitigation. Overall, integrating these automated validations helps us build more reliable pipelines and stay ahead in a competitive landscape. Now, let's talk about the critical role that pre-deployment validation plays in building reliable and automated Power Platform deployment pipelines. Validation is really the backbone of ensuring compatibility and readiness before we move to production. It's a step that's absolutely vital for smooth transitions, helping us avoid unexpected issues once we're live. Pre-deployment validation addresses some of the most critical needs, like making sure everything is compatible and ready to go. This process helps us catch potential problems early, which is essential for delivering stable releases. When we validate properly, we can minimize risks during deployment and avoid costly errors down the line. One of the key reasons for this is to guarantee that our production environments are correctly configured. Pre-deployment checks ensure that roles and settings are properly set up, so we don't encounter cryptic failures that only reveal themselves after deployment, failures that can be frustrating and time-consuming to troubleshoot. Another important aspect is validating solutions against target environments before importing them. This helps us prevent silent errors, those sneaky issues that don't show up immediately. Common causes include schema mismatches, missing permissions, or connection reference gaps, all of which can cause deployment failures or functional issues if not caught early. So, in essence, thorough pre-deployment validation is about making sure everything is aligned and correct before going live, ensuring a smoother, more reliable deployment process that supports our overall goal of building robust, automated Power Platform solutions. When deployments fail, it's crucial to have a solid rollback strategy in place. Planning for rollback helps us minimize the impact of any failure, allowing for quicker recovery and reducing the risk of prolonged disruption. It's all about being prepared so that if something goes wrong, we can swiftly revert to a stable state. Now, one important thing to remember is that Power Platform doesn't have a native option for reverting changes after a deployment failure. That means we can't just click a button and undo what we did. This makes it even more critical to plan our rollback strategies carefully, so we're not caught off guard. Without a well-thought-out rollback plan, recovery can become really complex and time-consuming. Extended outages can occur, and we also face the risk of data inconsistencies, which can be tough to fix and can impact users and business operations. And when imports fail in Power Platform, environments can end up in a sort of limbo. You might see partial upgrades, broken integrations, or inconsistent configurations. These issues make recovery even more challenging, emphasizing the need for proactive planning. So, in summary, having a reliable rollback strategy is essential. It ensures smoother recovery, reduces downtime, and keeps our Power Platform environments stable and trustworthy, even when things don't go as planned. This slide highlights a real-world failure example that offers some valuable lessons. It all starts with the dangers of skipping backups. In this case, not having recent backups made the recovery process much more difficult. It also shows the risks of relying on quick fixes without a tested rollback plan in place. When things go wrong, being prepared can save a lot of time and trouble. The key lesson here is the importance of preparedness. In this situation, recovery took days, which had a significant impact on the business's productivity. Because they weren't ready, the downtime was much longer than it should have been. Another critical point is the importance of current backups. Their last full backup was weeks old, and there was no recent solution export available. This lack of recent backups only worsened the situation, making recovery even more challenging. Finally, we see how rushing a deployment without proper planning can lead to failures. This financial company attempted a Friday deployment, but it failed mid-import. By Monday, this had broken dashboards and automations, disrupting their operations. This example underscores the need for careful planning, reliable backups, and testing before deploying solutions. It's a clear reminder that cutting corners can lead to costly downtime and operational issues. Let's now talk about some best practices for backup and rollback planning, especially as it relates to building reliable and automated Power Platform deployment pipelines. First and foremost, automating solution exports at every stage of your development process is crucial. This ensures that you have consistent backups you can rely on if something goes wrong. It's also important to store these exports securely in source control. This way, they are easily accessible, well-managed, and protected from accidental loss. Scheduling regular environment backups is another key step. Regular backups help safeguard your data integrity and give you peace of mind knowing that your environment can be restored if needed. Before deploying to production, always prioritize taking backups. This minimizes risks and ensures you can revert back if anything unexpected happens during deployment. Maintaining versioned solution files with a clear commit history is essential for traceability. It allows you to track changes over time and understand what was deployed and when. Using branch nomming conventions is a best practice that helps enable safe and organized rollbacks. It keeps your development process tidy and makes it easier to revert to previous stable states. Finally, testing your rollback procedures in sandbox environments is critical. This allows you to validate your recovery plans in a controlled setting and ensure you can recover quickly and reliably in real-world scenarios. By following these practices, you create a robust framework that supports smooth deployments and quick recoveries, ultimately ensuring the stability and reliability of your Power Platform solutions. Let's talk about how version control plays a crucial role in building reliable and automated Power Platform deployment pipelines. Essentially, version control is the backbone of traceability, accountability, and confidence in your deployments. It allows us to keep a detailed record of every change made, so we can easily track and understand modifications over time. This transparency is vital for troubleshooting and for maintaining trust in our deployment processes. One of the key benefits is enabling us to redeploy previous stable versions quickly if needed. This rollback capability is critical when unexpected issues arise, helping us maintain system stability without losing time or data. It's like having a safety net that ensures we can revert to a known good state effortlessly. Another important aspect is collaboration. Version control supports workflows like pull requests, which encourage team members to review and discuss changes before they're integrated. This review process helps catch issues early, promotes teamwork, and keeps everyone on the same page. Finally, using source control for solution files aligns Power Platform deployments with more traditional application lifecycle management practices. It provides a structured way to manage changes and streamline our deployment processes, making them more predictable and easier to control. Overall, integrating version control into our deployment pipelines isn't just about tracking changes. It's about building a more reliable, collaborative, and manageable deployment environment. Let's talk about testing your rollback procedures. By regularly practicing how you revert changes, your team can significantly reduce the risk of experiencing long outages. This kind of preparation helps turn what could be a crisis into a manageable incident, making recovery much smoother. One of the key benefits is identifying hidden dependencies. Testing allows you to uncover components that might not be obvious initially, but are essential during restore processes. Ensuring all these pieces are accounted for helps prevent surprises when you actually need to recover. Another critical aspect is conducting regular drills. These practice sessions build your team's confidence and readiness. They also reveal any issues that might not surface during routine operations, so your team can address them before an actual problem occurs. And of course, practicing in sandbox environments is vital. Running through rollback scenarios in a safe, controlled setting ensures your processes are solid. Without testing, there's a risk that restores might miss dependencies or cause conflicts, which could turn a manageable situation into a prolonged outage. Overall, consistent testing and preparation of your rollback procedures are essential to building a reliable, automated deployment pipeline. They help you respond swiftly and effectively when things go wrong, keeping your Power Platform environment resilient and available. Now, let's talk about integrating all the elements of a successful deployment pipeline. One of the key safety measures we implement is having rollback plans in place. These plans act as safety nets, allowing us to quickly revert to a stable state if something unexpected happens during deployment. This not only helps protect our environment, but also keeps our systems resilient, ensuring maximum uptime. Next, automated validations are crucial. They help us catch potential issues early in the process, before anything goes live. By proactively identifying problems, we can minimize risks and maintain high quality throughout the deployment. Think of these validations as our quality gatekeepers. They prevent errors from slipping through. Stable connections are also essential. Reliable service connections ensure that our builds run smoothly without interruptions. They are the backbone of a predictable and efficient pipeline, reducing the chances of failures caused by connectivity issues. Finally, for a Power Platform deployment pipeline to be truly reliable, all these elements need to work together cohesively. Service connections, agent pools, automated validations, and rollback plans must integrate seamlessly. Each piece supports the others, creating a smooth, seamless deployment process that aligns with our overall goal of delivering reliable, automated solutions efficiently. Building reliable and automated Power Platform deployment pipelines is essential for ensuring smooth and consistent releases. In this final slide, I want to emphasize how crucial it is to focus on reliability to truly accelerate innovation with Azure DevOps. By leveraging Azure DevOps pipelines, teams can deliver Power Platform solutions more consistently, which not only speeds up the process, but also drives real business value. Now, no matter how well-planned a deployment is, unforeseen challenges can still arise. That's why having tested rollback strategies is so important. They act as a safety net, giving you confidence that you can quickly revert if something doesn't go as planned, ultimately increasing trust in your pipeline. Automated guardrails are another key component. These are the checks and measures built into your deployment process to prevent unexpected issues from slipping through late in the cycle. When these guardrails are in place, teams can deliver solutions more confidently, knowing that potential problems are caught early. Finally, the foundation of all reliable deployments is correct wiring of your pipeline components. This means ensuring durable service connections and reliable agents are in place. When every piece is connected properly, it builds trust in the process and helps distinguish fragile deployments from dependable ones. In summary, building these robust, automated, and well-connected pipelines is what enables us to deliver solutions confidently and at scale, ultimately supporting our goal of accelerating innovation across the organization.